It is Kashmir's traditional folk theatre. That is the first thing. Traditional folk theatre from Kashmir, combining dance, drama, music, and satire to comment on society. It's a unique open air performance art that plays a vital role in the cultural heritage of Jammu and Kashmir. So the term Vant, there are two terms. So first one is Vant. It refers to folk performer, folk performer, folk performers or jesters. And Pather means play or dramatic scenario. All right. So this form originated in Kashmir, influenced by Persian court jesters who settled in the region. It has roots as old as 16th century with strong links to Kashmiri mystic poetry and Sufi tradition. Not discussing much because if they have to ask a difficult question, then they can ask difficult question. Uh, so you can skip that. But if they have to ask easy question, then possibly they'll ask from where it is, and that's all. So mostly we are discussing this much only. Now let's talk about Bhabai. Arushi, tell me about this Bhabai.
So it is a folk theatre from Gujarat, and Hawaii is derived from two words, Bhava and I, which means universe and mother, and it refers to mother, God, mother of universe, like Durga and Amba.
Okay. So, and what about in Rajasthan? Is there any can be found find it in Rajasthan also?
So I'm not aware of that.
Yes, we can. So it's a traditional folk theatre, mainly from Gujarat, but also found in parts of Rajasthan. And the term means carrier of emotions. So what is the meaning? Carrier of emotions. And the term originated as a medium to subvert social hierarchy, highlights injustice, and if we talk about features, then open air performance, music, dance, satire, and humor. Each performance consists of several short skits called Vesha. Short skits. Social commentary central. Prominent character like Rangalo and Rangli use wit, sarcasm, and double entendres. The bhungal, a 6 foot copper wind instrument, is unique to Bhavai. So this one is important. The bhungal copper instrument. Traditionally performed by men of the Bhavaiya community, though now open to all, begins with Ganpati no Vesh, invoking Lord Ganesha's blessing. Now let's talk about next one, Nautanki. Uh, any idea about Nautanki Rohini? Nautanki. Nautanki, it's a popular folk opera theatre of northern India, especially in Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and Bihar, but especially in Uttar Pradesh. It is known for colorful costumes, melodious songs, dances, and comic storylines. It was once the main rural entertainment source before cinema. It draws on local legend, mythology, and tales of romance or heroism. Stories are often secular, with occasional religious themes. Performances are held in open spaces involving the community and sometimes go on all night without intermission. It is accompanied by live music, harmonium, dholak, nakara, with chorus singing and energetic dance. Alright, so it's basically folk, opera, theater, UP. Now next one is Gautipua. So ज्योति कुछ बताइए गौतीपुआ के बारे में.
सर ये फोक डांस है उड़ीसा का।
हम्म.
और इसमें सर जो गौती है उसका मतलब सर जैसे सिंगल इंसान होता है उसे बोलते हैं, और पुआ मीन्स लड़का हो गया।
हम्म.
और बस नहीं पता।
ठीक है. Performed by young boys dressed up as women who dance to praise Lord Jagannath and Krishna through acrobatic moves and expressive gesture. Dancers train from a very young age until adolescence, after which their androgynous look fades. Unique for groups, acrobatics, intricate footwork, and feminine attire. That is Kanchula. Kanchula. Silk, frills, called Nibbi Bandha, with elaborate makeup and jewelry. Raghurajpur near Puri is famous for Gautipua dance. Near Puri, famous for the dance. Forms the basis of the modern Odissi dance style, preserving ancient devotional and narrative tradition. ठीक है. Next one we'll talk about golden grass, nut grass, elephant grass, and Congress grass. So, anyone, any idea?
So golden grass is a flowering plant that resembles with a gold wire, and it has high antioxidant properties that can prevent DNA damage from UV rays.
Okay. Let's talk about first golden grass. So let's talk about golden grass. It refers to grass used in Odisha for handicraft, especially in areas like Kendrapada and Jaipur. The main species is Beti Beria gizanoides. Though locally some refer to it as golden grass for its appearance when dry. Handicrafts made from golden grass include baskets, huts, hats, and mats, known for eco friendliness and rural employment. Mostly, you'll find this kind of grass in Odisha, that too in areas like Kendrapara and Jaipur. Now, next one is nut grass. Scientifically called Cyperus. It is also known as nutgrass, purple nut sage, cocoa grass, java grass, motha, and its nature is perennial, says like 26-60 centimeter tall. It stems in triangular. This is not that important. So let's talk about this lemongrass. Lemongrass is also known as China grass. Lemongrass has wide range of therapeutic and antimicrobial value. The scientific name of lemongrass is Cymbopogon citrus. Its leaves are mainly used for preparing various drugs. Drugs prepared from lemongrass are used to cure various problems such as headaches, toothaches, and for fever. In India, if you talk about, it's mainly grown in Punjab, Kerala, Assam, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Madhya Pradesh, UP, and it can grow in varieties of soil ranging from clay to sandy. It's not in Meghalaya, Assam, and Maharashtra. It can grow in varieties of soil ranging from clay to sandy, and alluvial soil and loamy soil having good drainage system. So that's all. In which reason we can find if we have to go out of India? Apart from India, it can be found where? Arushi, lemongrass.
So in tropical and subtropical part of Africa and America.
Okay, Africa, America, and Asia. So we'll talk about now modern dynasty. All right. The Mauryan dynasty was the first major pan-Indian empire, ruling most of ancient India from. Now you need to check this date, 321 BCE to 185 CE. Who was the founder of modern dynasty?
Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya.
And it is renowned for its centralized administration, cultural achievements, and pivotal role in Indian history. Already I told you about founder. That founder was Chandragupta Maurya, 321 BCE, and he overthrew the Nanda dynasty with the help of Chanakya in Magad and established the modern rule. So basically, overthrew Nanda dynasty. Major rulers. Let's talk about major rulers. So first one, tell me some name.
Bindusara, Ashoka,
So Sara was the son of Chandragupta Maurya, and Ashoka was the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. Capital. Tell me about capital, Jaya. Jaya.
सर पाटलिपुत्र.
Okay. Now let's talk about administration of Maurya. The modern administration was highly centralized. So keep in mind, highly centralized. Systematic and hierarchical. Hierarchical, setting benchmark for statecraft in ancient India. So I can draw this hierarchy. Center, head, king. So king was on the top. Who was the second in provinces?
ministers,
Main in province, main officer was Kumar or Aryaputra. Then Mandal was headed by commissioner, and he was known as Pradesik. Then you've got next one is Ahar. Ahar was district Sthanik. So this is like then you've got uh, Sthania group of 800 villages. Sthania group of 800 villages. The next one is Dronamukh group of 400 villages. Then you've got Khar Vatik 200 villages. Then you've got Sanagrahan group of 10 villages. Main officer was Gopa. And then Blaze Gramini. All right. So if you so the king, let's talk about central administration. See, centralized in a way that ultimate power reside with the king. Okay, so king word is the final. In that way, it's a centralized. You understand? And king will decide on the matter that uh, requires his attention, because king cannot intervene in small matters. So for small matters, so for administration, there should be unit, and there should be unit head. Hope you understand now. Now let's talk about central administration. So the king was supreme, exercising executive, legislative, and judicial powers, advised by the Council of Minister. King, executive, legislative, and judicial powers. Tell me about. Do you think that Indian president is having all these powers, executive, legislative, and judicial power? Tell me about it.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me about something judicial power of Indian president.
So, if we talk about judicial power, so president have a power to appoint the Chief Justice of Indian High Court Chief Justice, and president also have pardoning powers in matter of union law and court martial and about death sentences.
Okay, all right. So he has judicial power, executive, and legislative power. So you see the same administration we used to have then, and almost same kind of hierarchical system we have right now also. Second, advised by king was advised by Mantri Parishad. That means Council of Minister. Now, do we have Council of Minister or not? Tell me. So, if they start asking, discuss the administration or compare the administration, the present administration system with the ancient Indian system, will you be able to write it or not? Now, important ministers include important minister, mantris, then amatyas, maha. So, what was the role of amatyas and what was the role of mahamatas? Tell me. If you don't know, then Google it, but tell me.
So Mahamatyas were during Ashoka's time.
What?
During Ashoka's period, Mahamatyas.
Yeah, who were they?
So for promotion of dharma.
Mahamatas. Pakka.
So I think so.
Amatyas civil servant. So basically, these amatyas were civil and judicial officer responsible for day-to-day administration, serving as ministers and executive officer, while Mahamatras were also important high-ranking official with a specific title like Dham Mahamatras, appointed by Ashoka to oversee the spread of Dhamma. ठीक है, तो ये थोड़ा याद रखना, अगर पूछ लेंगे यूपीएससी वाले तो आपको याद होना चाहिए. एंड कुछ कुछ जो महामात्रास थे, एक धम्म महामात्रास थे, दे वर ओनली फॉर टू सुपरवाइज एंड प्रमोट दी स्प्रेड ऑफ धम्मा. बट जो सिर्फ महामात्रास थे, दे वर हाई लेवल फंक्शनरीज एंड दे वर सुपरवाइजर्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्यवहारिका महामात्रास, दे वर जुडिशियल ऑफिसर्स. ठीक है, सो इस चीज़ को थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना. Then our network of department was headed by Adhyaksha. So basically, department head, all departments head was Adhyaksha. Overseeing sectors like agriculture, trade, coins, forest, and the army. Now, tell me about something Samharta. Jaya. What was the role of this Samharta?
Sir, revenue collector.
ठीक है, so basically chief revenue officer or revenue collector. Then we've got Sunny Dhata. Tell me about Sunny Dhata.
So for treasury,
treasurer. And use of spies ensured vigilance and internal security. Now let's talk about provincial administration. The empire was divided into several provinces like Janapada, each administered by who administered these Janpadas? Arushi.
so Kumar,
Okay. Administered by a royal prince, Kumar, as governor. Kumar was the royal prince and they were the governor. So, uh, if we look at our structure, our states, so our states are also headed by the de facto head is the Deezer head is the governor only, right? State. Now let's talk about major provincial capital under Asoka. Takshila. Tell me its location: north, east, west, south. Rohit. North.
North,
Then Ujjain.
Central India,
West. Tosali. East. Suvarnagiri. South. Patliputra. Central. So provinces were further subdivided into district administration by Pradeshika. So provinces were subdivided into districts. So districts were administered by Pradeshika. ये यूपीएससी ने इस साल पूछा था ना? बोलते ही नहीं हो आप लोग कुछ. प्रादेशिक का पूछा था ना यूपीएससी ने. किसी को याद नहीं है?
नो सर देखना होगा एक बार.
जहाँ तक मुझे याद है पूछा था. So Pradeshika was the district head. What about राजुका? कौन बताएगा राजुका के बारे में?
Sir, they were related to judiciary.
Yes, revenue and judicial officer. Then you've got Yukta. Yukta means
Secretary.
secretary, accountant. Now let's talk about. So this is for district administration. Now let's talk about local administration. District is split into sub-district and villages managed by Gopa. He was the accountant. And who was the Sthanika?
He used to collect taxes.
Tax collector. And what about Gramini?
Head of village.
Village head. Regular censuses were conducted to record population, caste, and occupation. If we talk about urban administration, then cities like Patliputra had municipal boards comprising six committees, each regulating aspect like trade, industry, foreigners, birth and death, manufactured goods, and taxes. Now let's talk about salient feature. Justice delivery was swift with Rajukas and other officers empowered to administer justice locally. Army and military administration were well organized, supervised by the king and army minister. The modern state controlled resources, fixed price, and maintained granaries, mint, and storehouse for public welfare. ठीक है. अब आप एक चीज़ बताओ मुझे. इनके यहाँ एक दो तीन टर्म थे, एक पिंडाकारा, हिरण्या, भागा एंड भोगा. इसकी मीनिंग क्या है?
Sir, taxes हैं ये.
ठीक है. तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में तो कुछ खास इतना है नहीं, यही एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में था. अब इकॉनमी डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. The economy of the modern dynasty was highly organized and centrally controlled, with agriculture as its backbone, supplemented by trade, craft, and state monopolies. It marked a significant phase in the economic history of ancient India, fostering prosperity under a strong administrative framework. So let's talk about agriculture. Agriculture was the major economic. So first one is एग्रीकल्चर. अब देखो, आपको कुछ भी पूछे मौर्य के बारे में, ये सब मैं बता रहा हूँ, यही सब लिख लेना आप लोग, ठीक है. वैसे भी आपको पता होगा, बट आई एम रिपीटिंग और आई एम टेलिंग यू. तो आप ये चार चार पाँच पाँच पॉइंट्स आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू. मौर्य की इकोनॉमी, मौर्य का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, यही सब पॉइंट्स आप लिख देना. So agriculture was the major economic activity engaging most people and contributing the bulk of state revenue through land taxes. Land taxes were known as bhaga, which was about one fourth of the produce. Land surveys were conducted to assess productivity and taxes were collected either in cash. I said about, I didn't say it's a fixed one fourth. I said about one fourth of the produce. So just check it. Uh, The Arthashastra mentions Jan Padani Vesa. What is this Jana Padani Vesa? What is this? Anybody? What is the meaning of this term? It's permanent village settlements, expanding cultivable land and ensuring stable revenue. Irrigation development was promoted by the state to increase agricultural productivity. All right, now let's talk about trade and commerce. Okay, silver, they use silver coins. So, silver coins used to be called internal and overseas trade flourished, supported by safe roads and administrative stability. Now you look at one aspect. Roads were safe and administration was stable, and that's the reason that internal and overseas trade flourished. So if your economy has to grow, then there should be safety and administrative stability. Then only these are the two key parameters that will decide whether your economy grows or not. And it is applicable for present day as well. So you can, if they are talking about, let's say that if you have to give some suggestions, that how economy can grow and all, so you can talk about, you can give this example, you can give this point that internal safety and administrative stability is the sine qua non for the growth of economy. Then you can write down an example. For example, during modern period, roads were safe and administration was stable, and therefore the modern trade flourished like anything. ये आपको सही मतलब जो आप बात कह रहे हो, ये आपको एग्जाम्पल आपको ठीक लग रहा है कि नहीं लग रहा है? बताओ आरुषि।
Yes, sir.
तो
Yes, sir.
अब आप इस चीज़ को समझो कि आप जो पढ़ रहे हो वो आप कैसे मेंस में यूज कर सकते हो। अब हम तो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं प्रीलिम्स का, लेकिन मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको मेंस का कि आप कैसे यूज कर सकते हो इस चीज़ को। और कहाँ बता रहा हूँ, आप पढ़ क्या रहे हो, क्या पढ़ रहे हो?
History, ancient history,
लेकिन मैं बता किस टॉपिक के लिए रहा हूँ,
economy.
समझ गए? तो जो इंटरकनेक्ट करना है वो अगर आप ऐसे इंटरकनेक्ट करोगे तब जाके आपके लिए चीज़ें बहुत आसान हो जाएगी। ठीक है। Second thing, modern rulers standardized weight and measure and introduced a uniform currency system. Silver coins used to be called, बताओ आरुषि।
Sir, repair rupa.
Silver coins used to be called as,
Rupya rupa.
nice. एक बार चेक कर लो फिर भी। ठीक है, तो पना या कार्श पना करके कुछ ऐसा बोलते थे, तो उसको याद रखना, ठीक है। पना और कार्शा पना। And important trade routes like Khyber Pass facilitated trade with West Asia and Hellenistic world. Good exported include silk and cotton and spices and luxury items. Industry and craft. देखो, मेंस और प्रीलिम्स की प्रिपरेशन में कुछ खास डिफरेंस होता नहीं है जब ये सब चीज़ें आप पढ़ो, बट आपको ये सब चीज़ें याद होनी चाहिए। The state controlled industries like mining, metallurgy, salt production, and liquor manufacture, which were source of revenue. Then guilds, srenis of craftsmen and merchants had autonomy but were registered with the state. So basically, I'll write here autonomous but registered. And regulated economic activities and levied tolls. So levied tolls. Then urban craft production, including textile, metalwork, and other artisans goods flourished in cities like Patliputra. Now let's talk about taxation. So हमने terms पहले discuss कर लिए, so I'm not going to discuss. And revenue. So the modern state had a sophisticated revenue system with officer like Samharta, revenue collector. Samharta was revenue collector, right? And Sannidhata
Yes, sir.
was treasurer. Taxes were levied on land, trade, marketplace, transaction and manufactured goods. तो जो लैंड पे टैक्स लगता था उसको क्या कहते थे? So peasants had to pay many other taxes like Pindakara, Hiranya, Bhaga, Bhoga, एंड सो इसलिए आप याद रखो कि दीज आर दी टैक्सेस। एक लिख लेते हैं, पेड बाय पेजेंट्स। पूछ सकते हैं ये चीज़। And now let's talk about, yeah, so state monopolize on key commodities and industries ensure direct income. Let's talk about infrastructure and public works. So road, canals, irrigation system, rest house and hospital were built to support economic activities and trade. The state maintained granaries and storehouse to stabilize food supplies. So if I have to conclude, then I can say the overall the modern economy was foundational for sustained political unity and economic prosperity in ancient India. It integrated agriculture, trade, craft, and effective taxation under centralized control. अब आप लोग एक चीज़ नोटिस करो कि अगर इकॉनमी अच्छी होगी तो पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी भी हो सकती है। मतलब मोस्टली आपकी पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी रहेगी, क्योंकि फिर लोग जान सबका सब कुछ अच्छा अच्छा चल रहा है तो फिर वो गवर्नमेंट चेंज करने की कोशिश नहीं करेंगे। और अगर पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी होगी तो इकॉनमी फ्लरिश होगी, इन्वेस्टर आएंगे, लोगों को लगेगा कि यहाँ सब पॉलिसी की कंसिस्टेंसी है, सब चीज़ें स्टेबल हैं तो हम यहाँ इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो इंटर रिलेटेड हैं चीज़ें, एक चीज़ दूसरे को सपोर्ट करती है, दूसरी चीज़ उसको सपोर्ट करती है। सो इस तरीके से चीज़ें थोड़ी सी कनेक्टेड हैं। अब बाकी जो बचा खुचा है मौर्य के बारे में, सो कल डिस्कस करेंगे मौर्य के अलावा। फिर कल देखो जो टॉपिक आएगा, अभी कैसे है कि अभी इसमें आ गया मौर्य का टॉपिक। सो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू, अब क्वेश्चन का तो ये मैंने आपसे डिस्कस कर ही लिया कि क्वेश्चन में तो ये सिंपल सा उन लोगों ने वहाँ से पूछा था कि पिंडकारा हिरण्या भागा भोगा रेफर टू वॉट। ठीक है, बस। तो इसका तो आंसर एक सिंपल सा आंसर हो गया। अब इसके बाद मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप लोगों का जो जैसे हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं थोड़ा सा टेकिंग टाइम, बट आप देखो कि हमने लगभग लगभग 60% मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री डिस्कस करी। इसी तरीके से एंशियंट हिस्ट्री डिस्कस हो जाए तो फिर आपके लिए थोड़ा सा ये रहेगा कि चलो आपके टॉपिक्स, ये सब्जेक्ट भी कंप्लीट है और ये डिस्कशन भी हो गया है, तो हेल्पफुल रहेगा आपके लिए। ठीक है, और अगर आप लोग चाहते हो कि आई शुड स्टिक टू ओनली टेस्ट, देन आई कैन जस्ट डिस्कस टेस्ट वेरी क्विकली एंड वी कैन डिस्कस इन जस्ट 3-4 days। सो आप, सिंस यू पीपल आर ज्वाइनिंग रेगुलरली, सो यू विल डिसाइड अगर आपको ये ठीक लग रहा है तो इस तरीके से डिस्कस करेंगे। एंड दूसरा तरीका है, क्योंकि यहाँ मैं आपको थोड़े इनपुट्स दे देता हूँ कि मेंस में आप क्या यूज कर लो, कहाँ से कैसी चीज़ें हो सकती हैं, थोड़ी सी और डिटेल। तो ठीक है, ये मेथड आपको ठीक लग रहा है? ठीक है, ऑलराइट, चलो लेट्स कंटिन्यू विद दिस।